So in the last video that I just filmed, I said that I had filmed some footage from last week when I hung out with Honey Bunny, and I couldn't remember what all I shot. Well, I remembered, and then I said that we hung out this past Saturday, but it was actually this past Sunday, so, yeah, not that that really has any relevance to anything, but just whatever. But anyway, so after we went to Opry Mills last week, we went to go check out this little store that I heard about that just opened up recently. It's over in the Berry Hill area. It's called Smart, which is Scrap Made ART. And what it is, it's pretty much the best way to sum it up. It's like a thrift store for arts and craft supplies. So it's a neat place. So we did go to it. We were originally going to go Saturday, like I said, and we did stop by there, which I will probably include the footage just for the heck of it, because I shot it anyway, but because I had some information. But yeah, by the time we'd gotten there, it was closed, and they're closed 2 days a week. They're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, and then they close like at 5 or 6 p.m. I can't remember. Anyway, you'll probably hear about it in the footage. I don't know. Anyway, so since we missed it last week, this past Sunday, we went there and it was open. We made sure to go earlier in the day and it was open, so we got to check it out. And we talked to the lady who operates it. I guess she owns it too, but it's partnered up with an organization. Can't remember what it's called, but basically it's to help provide jobs and employment for people with intellectual disabilities. So it supports a great cause. So basically they run off a donation. So since I have a lot of arts and craft supplies, I will probably be going through my stash and trying to, you know, dwindle down on some of my supplies and help out a good cause by donating. But they have the typical supplies that you would find at like any chain store, and then they also take items that are considered like recyclables. Like they'll take old fabric scraps, they'll take boxes like gift boxes and cigar boxes, and oh goodness, just all kinds of anything that could be put to good use to create arts, or yeah, all that good stuff. So they take donations and whatnot. But anyway, so it is, I'll just say it's a great place. I am so happy that they have it, in a selfish way, because you can get great deals there. Like, they had little game pieces there for 10 cents. Keys were like 25 cents. You buy little bundles of beads for like 50 cents. I mean, and you can like kind of sort through the stuff. I mean, it's like a thrift store, like I said. So, but everything is so well organized. They keep a lot of stuff in plastic shoebox containers, which I have some laying around here, but I'm not going to dig them out. But I mean, it's put together really well. And so I could buy the whole store. And I'm sure that they would love that. But it's a great place. And basically, it's hard to find. Like, if you're driving on the road or riding around there, you probably would not see it or find it. It's kind of like, well, just to briefly describe it, if you know where the Board of Education is in Nashville, in the Berry Hill area, it's off Bransford Avenue, and or if you know where, like, the Goodwill and Goodwill Outlet are over there, it's just like you drive through the back of the Goodwill parking lot, and you take a right, and it puts you on the street called Fessy. I think it's Fessy Drive. And just like as soon as you're on that little street, there's just like off to the right, there's like this little narrow, it looks like a driveway, but I guess it's like a narrow street. And it's kind of tucked away back on that street. Or if you're coming from Bransford Avenue, which is like the main street around there, you turn left onto Fessy, and then you go on down almost to the end of it, right before you get to the Goodwill parking lot area, and it'll be on your left. And so it's actually really easy to get to. It's just you wouldn't know that's there. It's basically behind the Board of Education. It's between the Goodwill and the Board of Education. So yeah, And if you're coming on Brantford from 100 Oaks, you'll go under the little bridge, and right at that little bridge, there's a stoplight, and so you can either go down the first left, which takes you right in front of the Goodwill, and it's right there at the Board of Education, or you can keep going past the Board of Education, and it'll be the second left. And yeah, so, and anyways, it's really easy to get to. So I will show you what I picked up from there. So I'll just start because I have this out, because I'm a knitter. I'm a knitter. So they had like different things of yarn, different, like they were already pretty much used skeins of yarn, but they're all like $1. And then they had some little bundles, and well, anyway, I'll get to that. But I got this little skein of, it's basically crochet thread is what it really is, but I do a lot of lace knitting, and so I love the crochet threads, and this is just me just doing a little swatchy sample just to see how it knits up as just a garter stitch. But I don't know what size needles these are. They're probably like 000, I don't know. But yeah, so I got that because I can make lace with it. And then it's really loud. I'm just going to kind of pull things out of the bag just because. And then they had a box of wire hangers, just various wire hangers, which it's always hard, like I always need wire hangers for various projects. Especially like with knitting and frogging sweaters, which that's the whole, yeah. Yeah, when I do that, it helps to have wire hangers, and I just realized that I don't know where mine is. Okay, and anyway, so, and plus, I've been wanting, like, every time we have our fireplace set up, we have a traditional fireplace, not this gas stuff. I've always wanted to do, like, hot dogs and s'mores, and I'm like, I need a wire hanger so that I can undo and make a little, you know, s'more hot dog roaster handly thing, but I never have them. So, anyways, wire hangers, 15 cents each. I just picked up 3. Next time I go over there, I'll probably pick up a few more. I just didn't want to have a bunch of them to carry around with me at the time. But for 15 cents each, 45 cents for 3 wire hangers, I can come up with a zillion uses for them, so yay. And then they had a box of belts, and I think the belts were like 50 cents each. And like a year or so ago, it was trendy to have the luxury Jones boots, which are those cowboy boots with cuff flipped over and then like belts and random stuff wrapped around them. I wanted to do that so bad. I've been looking for a good pair of boots, but I'm too cheap for the ones that I come across, so yeah, still hunting for that. But we found these 2 belts, and they're actually in perfect condition. So, did I just spit? Sorry. Yeah, they're in pretty much perfect condition. They're like identical, and I could probably just wear them as a belt. But if I ever do get to the point of finding those boots, I have stuff that I'm saving up that I'm like, oh, that would be perfect. So yeah, so I got 2 of these belts, which are really cool. And did I say that they were 50 cents each? They're 50 cents each. Let's see. I got another thing, a crochet thread for $1. And I got yet another thing, crochet thread for $1. This one's a little bit thicker, and this one's like that mercerized cotton, and this one's just like plain cotton. Yeah, so different gauges and whatnot. And then they had a box where you could dig through there, and they had lace scraps, and each little scrap of lace was like 5 cents each. So I got this, which this is like 2 feet. And they also had lace by the yard. Like when they had longer lengths of lace, they sold it by the yard, and it was like 25 cents for a yard, so that's a great deal too. That's pretty. And this little thing of lace, just a little over a foot. And then this little cuff thing, which, I don't know, I love lace. You can do a ton of things with it. And then while we were looking at the yarn, yeah, Honey Bunny found a couple skeins that he really liked, and he's like, oh, this would make a great hat. and somehow it got to the point to where I was like, hey, I can teach you how to knit. And he's like, okay. So they had knitting needles there, and I love circular needles, but they only had like one pair in size 3, and that wasn't going to work. But they had a bunch of these long needles, which I have the package. Sorry, I don't have the needles, because I told him that I would buy him the needles and teach him how to knit. So he bought the yarn, I bought the needles, he has the needles, he knits now. So they're Susan Bates, and they're size 8 or 5 millimeter, which that's a good size, I think, for starting out with. Yeah, 14-inch length. Yeah, so that's that. Excuse me. But they're only like $1, so hey, great deal. And then, okay, so this, I think that this was 50 cents, which is actually a bargain compared to some of the other yarn. But yeah, they had these baggies of yarn, soul yarn scraps, and for like 50 cents. They're either 50 cents or $1, but I'm pretty sure that they were 50 cents. So, and then finally, the very last thing that they had, or that I got, was this little set of beads. It's just in this little container, and I think it says something like, on the back it has embossed into the plastic, the bead shop. I don't know if that's a brand, I don't know if it was an actual store, whatever, but this is a nice little container. I mean, it's tiny, but it's a container of seed beads. It has like silver seed beads, bigger like e-beads in there too. They're kind of like blue and silver, and like cobalt blue, and then it has like the bugle beads that are kind of like a metallic-y blue, and then it has a bunch of little butterfly little beads in there. So 50 cents. I thought that would be good, and I have a ton of beads, and I'm always like trying to think of different projects, and I have all kinds of ideas, but when it comes down to it, I'm just kind of overwhelmed by my beads. Like, I'm like, should I use those for this project, or should I save them for something better? And I'm like, oh, I can save them for something better, and then the collection keeps building up. So I thought this would be perfect to kind of force me to use these all together to make a project, instead of like being like, I can use this for something else. And yeah, just whatever. 50 cents, yes. So altogether, everything that I bought was less than $7, which was excellent, because if I were to go to Joann's, even just buy a few things, somehow I always manage to spend over $35 each time I go to Joann's. So this store, and plus Joann's is all the way, well, I only went to Joann's because I worked out by there, but anyway, it's a long trip for me to have to go to Joann's now. So, but this is kind of near the Michaels over there at 100 Oaks. But anyway, this is going to save me so much money in the long run. I mean, yes, I'm going to be tempted to buy more, but compared to, like, I'd already cut down me wanting to go to Joann's. So I'm like, it fulfills my addiction. So I guess it's kind of like with cigarettes and these whole e-cigarettes. It's my e-cigarette. So, and it is so much better because it's for charity. I mean, and it provides jobs for people who probably wouldn't have the opportunity otherwise. So, and I really hope that this is something that catches on in other areas, because it's just a great idea, a great concept. I love it. I'm going to fully support, and it's called Scrap Made ART. So if you're in the Nashville area, go check it out.
12 to 5 on Sunday, and every other day they close at 6.
Wow. Okay. Well, this is a place that I've been wanting to check out, and I plan on coming back here sometime soon, maybe.
The way the M's made, I'll definitely be back. It's wire.
Oh yeah, it would be. I was like, I saw the twisting, and I was thinking yarn, but when you see the tip, yeah. That's a little, if I can talk, that's a neat little place from what I understand. It's like a thrift store of art supplies. And if you go that way, you should come kind of back out in Bransford. Alrighty. Cops, okay, we're in...
No, they're security cars.
Security, well, we're somewhat safe.
Name of road is
Bransford?
VC